هاي الولد الصغير طخوه، ما انتوا ضارين على الولاد الصغار. طخ هيو طخ. روح طخوه، انتوا ضارين على هالشغلات هذه، ضارين على الولاد الصغار طخوه وتقتلوهم. هيو طخه، اجيب لك ثانيين.
إلا شو كسر البيتخون.
غلطي بس استني كليب هالدنيا بنشوف شو بتسوي. استني كليب. طخوه قتلوه. ارفع العلم ولك ارفع. اتخبش. ايوه حجر. اضرب الحجر. اضرب.
תסתכלו מאחוריכם.
اضرب. اضرب.
את הגגות האדומים האלה מאחוריכם. התפקיד שלכם, יש למפקדים של המפקדים שלכם, שולחים אתכם לכאן, לכוון נשק על ילדים, על אנשים בגיל של ההורים שלכם, החקלאים שנמצאים בתוך...
A classroom full of children writing on the board, buying candy during recess. This could be any elementary school.
Alhamdulillah.
Only that's an ISIS flag behind the teacher's desk. And this is Raqqa, Syria, the terror group's de facto capital. ISIS is increasingly using kids as pawns in their propaganda war.
I think it's exceptionally dangerous, and the reason is that they have a number of different platforms. They create content in different languages.
Experts say no terror group has ever had a propaganda machine as sophisticated and dangerous as ISIS. Showing brutal murders to shock the West, false promises of a moral society to destabilize the Mideast, even blaming Jordanian airstrikes for the death of American hostage Kayla Jean Mueller. ISIS uses women and children to cater its message to different groups, like those seeking a stable Islamic state and those lured by savage violence, like this video showing an elementary school-aged executioner. The United Nations fears the terror group is raising a new generation of shockingly young jihadists.
Approximately 8 years of age and younger.
Kids smiling and cheering, brought to watch the murder of the Jordanian pilot on large screens, their innocence consumed by brutal propaganda, the reality of life for the children of ISIS.
A new ISIS video is giving a glimpse into the terrorist group's recruiting efforts targeting child soldiers. Boys from Indonesia, Malaysia, and the Philippines are shown reciting the Quran, wrestling, and shooting guns. The boys burn their passports at the end of the video. One fighter has been translated as saying, "We renounce your so-called citizenship. We are coming to you with soldiers you will never be able to defeat. This is a promise from Allah." West Point's Combating Terrorism Center argues ISIS has been recruiting child soldiers at a rate rarely seen even among other extremist groups, like the Taliban and Hezbollah. Since 2011, the Violation Documentation Center in Syria has recorded 312 non-civilian child deaths. And ISIS's suicide operations using child soldiers tripled from January 2015 to January 2016. These videos of camps have a purpose of their own though. Some have argued it's not just the children in the videos who are learning the jihadist philosophy of Islam, the videos also effectively recruit children and adults watching online. Judging by the latest video, ISIS is trying to spread outside the Middle East to other countries with high Muslim populations. Indonesia, in particular, has the largest Muslim population in the world. For Newsy, I'm Ryan Beek.
They call them the Pioneers of Liberation and the Sword of Jerusalem summer camps, run by Hamas and Islamic Jihad. These videos, posted by Memory, the Middle East Media Research Institute, show what the youth of Gaza are doing this summer.
We did not come here to enjoy ourselves or to play or anything like that. We came with our souls, our blood, our martyrs, and are wounded to sacrifice ourselves for Palestine and for our people.
This promotional video urges students from primary school, high school, and college to participate. In the camp, target practice involves AK-47s, anti-tank weapons, and video simulations.
So that in the next phase, Allah willing, these boys will be able to confront the plundering enemy and disfigure its face in the next war.
In May, Hamas and Islamic Jihad called the 11-day war with Israel the Sword of Jerusalem. Their goal, preparing the next generation for the next war.
We say to the enemy, these children picked up these weapons, and we train them how to use them, as well as how to take security measures, so that they will follow in the footsteps of their fathers and take up arms, Allah willing.
I chose to spend my vacation in the Pioneers of Liberation summer camp in order to continue the path of my father, the martyred commander Walid Shamala Abu Bilal, and in order to strengthen our determination and to liberate Jerusalem, Allah willing.
These young men and boys learn anti-Semitism at an early age.
We asked Hitler why he left some of you alive. He did so in order to show us how wicked you are. We will come to you from under the ground and hammer fear into your hearts, and above the ground we will tear your bodies apart with our rockets. Scram into the shelters, you mice, you sons of Jewish women.
Memory has been monitoring these summer camps for 10 years.
The videos and images from those camps illustrate and reflect the way Hamas is operating and deepening its control. In 10-15 years from now, the kids will be adults or parents and maybe even an officials in Gaza and decision makers. So the extremism in Gaza will be even worse.
Hamas took over the Gaza Strip 13 years ago in a bloody battle with the Palestinian Authority.
So since birth, this generation has been raised only on the values of these terrorist movements. This is, of course, only deepening the crisis there, thwarting any chance for dignified, peaceful life for the kids and for all the residents of Gaza.
She feels the international community needs to speak up about these camps. While these kids are in camp, Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh is visiting nations like Mauritania, pledging to continue the war against Israel.
Let me tell you, my brothers and sisters, the sword of Jerusalem will not be sheathed until the blessed Al-Aqsa Mosque is liberated.
Given these summer camps, it appears clear the goal is that the battle for Jerusalem will continue into the next generation. Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Jerusalem.
In this village in eastern Afghanistan, ISIS fighters live among the locals and seem to control every aspect of life. They take local wives, collect taxes, and even run the village school. The fighters say that all children are educated by the Islamic State from the age of 3.
تاسو دلته کېنئ جناب وکړه دې ته کېنئ وروستو دې رکانم چې وروسته کېنئ شابه کېنئ اسانه کېنئ دې خوا مخکې یې دلته ماته مخ تاسو ته پته ده چې دا د دولت اسلامي مدرسه ده او مکتب دی دې کې دا څه لفظ دی جهاد جهاد څه ته وایي جهاد چې د الله تعالی دین او د الله کلمه چې دنه په ټولو خلکو باندې بار شي ځکه الله فرمای چې تاسو د دې خلکو سره جهاد وکړئ دا هغه پوری حتی لا تكون فتنه تر دې پورې چې شرک او کفر او فتنه چې دا په جهان کې پاتې نشي
The teacher, Abdullah Gul, spends a few minutes explaining the theory of jihad, or holy war. Then he moves on to its practice.
Kalashnikov. بل ساده پښتو کې موږ ته څه نوم وایو ماشین دا د څه شي لپاره موږ راغستې دي د حفاظت لپاره او د کوم خلکو سرنو په دې باندې موږ تاسو ولو کافر دې ته کلاشنکوف پیدا کیږي ساده پښتو کې ته موږ ماشین وو صحیح دستي ګرنیټ دستي باندې لاسي بم
When the children struggle with his questions, the teacher whispers the answers.
دا کړی ته وباسي بیا وسکه بیا وګزاري او بیا وسکه منصور په منصور دې تاسو نه مېره کی دا کوم ځای جوړه چین جوړه څوډا ځای کوي شپږ کین داس چې به کوي څنګه نیسی شاباس په ولاړه ته پیډاز وکړه اسې ونیسه بورته پیډاز وکړه ماشاءالله تمانچې د ولاړې پوزیشن وکړه ولاړه باندې سره ډز څنګه کوي د ځای کې چې دښمن یې ته څنګه ولي
A toddler dressed as a jihadi with the ISIS flag behind him is encouraged to behead his teddy bear. The disturbing scene spread through social media, exposing the indoctrination of children inside the ISIS capital of Raqqa, Syria. Boys as young as 5 years old in an ISIS camp training for the group's signature executions.
In this camp, they try to teach them the ideology of ISIS. They send them to bomb themselves. They used them to carry weapons, medical stuff in the clashes. So it's so horrible for the children.
So basically they're raising little jihadis from small age.
Yeah.
Videos smuggled out of the ISIS stronghold and used by media outlets like CNN are the only way to see what life is like under extremist rule. ISIS has banned journalists, replacing them with slick propaganda glamorizing life in the so-called Islamic State. But a dozen activists are pulling back the curtain on the horrors of ISIS rule in their small city, once among Syria's most liberal. They call themselves Raqqa is being slaughtered silently.
ISIS started to execute, to kill, and do all these human rights violations in Raqqa. And no one did anything for the city. No one even heard about it. So we did our campaign trying to put the attention on our city, to maybe someone will do something to the city.
The photos and images they smuggle out, a lifeline to the outside world.
You can say no life in Raqqa. You can't do anything. No shops, no university, no schools, nothing to do. And everything is expensive.
It sounds like hell.
Yeah.
One woman snuck a camera under her veil, risking her life to film this video depicting ISIS' brutal treatment of women.
They can't go outside alone. If she wanna go outside, she should go with the husband, father, brother, or whatever, and she should cover all herself. The women in Raqqa or in ISIS areas are nothing. Just they use them only to do sex, to buy and sell the Yazidi girls.
So basically they're making them prostitutes.
Yeah.
Abdulaziz al-Hamza was covering clashes between ISIS and the Free Syrian Army when ISIS stormed his house. He managed to escape the country and now manages the group's social media.
ISIS arrested one of our reporters. They checked his laptop and they found our campaign logo. And after 3 weeks, they executed him in a public square.
Last month, one of their members working in Turkey was beheaded.
Why are you journalists showing what's going on in Raqqa instead of being fighters, killing ISIS fighters.
If you will defeat ISIS and you didn't defeat the ideology of ISIS, maybe after 2 months or 3 months or years you will find a new ISIS.
These children are being trained by the Taliban and Al-Qaeda, the innocent learning the tactics of terror. Boys as young as 7 have to be held by an adult to withstand the recoil of an AK-47. Other children aren't trained, but tricked into carrying bombs. I lost my leg, 11-year-old Idullah says. I'm angry because we're not guilty of anything. Idullah was asked by the Taliban to deliver a basket of fruit to a local commander who was cooperating with U.S. forces. Hidden in the basket was a bomb. However, the commander wasn't injured because the bomb exploded prematurely, hurting Idullah and his 8 friends. Some of them were saved by American surgeons at a nearby military hospital. It's these doctors who say they're seeing more children involved in bombings.
It shows the lengths to which Al-Qaeda will go to, and the indifference they have to, these pure kids.
Out of the 9 children that were injured that day, 2 of them lost their limbs and 1 of them lost their sight, but all of them had their lives forever altered. The children recruited by the Taliban and Al-Qaeda are often willingly sent to the terror camps by their parents. The promise of free food, shelter, and education for their sons is too difficult to turn down. These children face a lifetime of painful procedures to treat their wounds. 9-year-old Mohammed had a nerve severed in the blast.
Unfortunately, he'll lose function of this part of his leg, foot, and the ankle, eventually have to have it amputated.
11-year-old Bachmander was one of the lucky ones. He only suffered a broken leg. He wishes he could go back to his old life. We used to play soccer, he says. Now we can't walk without pain. It's not childhood games that Idullah is worried about now. His father is blind, and as the oldest son, he's expected to take care of his family. Now he doubts he can. He, like hundreds of other children, caught up in a war they had no expectation of fighting. Mandy Clark, CBS News, Coast, Eastern Afghanistan.
Training children for suicide missions, one of the latest projects of the Islamic State group. Children left to grow up in Syria, then sent to France to carry out suicide attacks. This, according to Jonathan Geoffroy, a French jihadist arrested in Syria. His statements, provided to the French Secret Service starting September 2017, were revealed in an article by Le Monde newspaper.
Future foreign operations will be committed by children who have grown up in the Islamic State group's territory, and who, once they have reached adolescence, will be sent to the West, to Europe, and to France to carry out suicide operations, and they won't be identifiable from their facial features.
Geoffroy claims to have learnt about the project from a son of the Clan brothers, high-ranking members of the Islamic State group in charge of propaganda. The question remains whether Geoffroy's account is reliable.
They've clearly announced that they're training new generations so that their jihad can be perpetuated for the longest amount of time possible.
As well as this, projecting into the future is a propaganda tool for the Islamic State group. The main aim, to terrorize people and spread fear.
The more we worry, the more paranoid we are. The more we worry about who's sat next to us on the bus, the more they achieve their goal of terrorizing people.
For now, French intelligence services suspect there of being around 30 French minors participating directly in IS group operations.